the D23 Expo concept art breach. Before anyone even knew what Infinity War would look like, before trailers dropped, before set photos leaked, there was D23 Expo 2017. Marvel showed exclusive concept art to attendees, art that was never supposed to leave that convention hall. But someone always has a camera. Within hours, blurry photos spread across Reddit and Twitter, showing Thanos with multiple Infinity Stones, the Black Order's designs, and Thor meeting the Guardians in space. The art revealed the Guardians' ship destroyed, suggesting their early encounter with Thanos wouldn't go well. One piece showed the Avengers split across multiple locations, Earth, space, and what looked like an alien planet. This confirmed the movie would fracture the team rather than unite them. Another showed Doctor Strange surrounded by orange energy constructs, hinting at his battle with the Black Order in New York. The leak forced Marvel's hand. They released official versions of some art pieces to control the narrative, but the damage was done. Fans had seen the movie's scope months before marketing officially began. The concept art breach taught Marvel a valuable lesson about convention security, but it also proved that no matter how tight they lock things down, someone will always find a way to capture what they're not supposed to see. The Instagram story disaster. Tom Holland has a reputation for accidentally spoiling Marvel movies, but this one was different. During Infinity War filming, he posted an Instagram story showing himself in the Spider-Man suit on set. Nothing unusual, except the background. Behind him, you could see part of the spaceship set, the Benatar, confirming Spider-Man would end up in space. You could also see other actors in the background, though their faces were blurred. The story was deleted within minutes, but screenshots spread immediately. Fans analyzed every pixel. Some claimed they could see Doctor Strange's cape in one frame. Others insisted they spotted Iron Man's arc reactor glow. The spaceship detail was the real spoiler. Up until that point, most assumed Spider-Man's role would be limited to New York, street-level heroics while the Cosmic Avengers handled Thanos. This leak confirmed Peter would be dragged into the universal conflict, probably against his will. It also sparked theories about how he'd get there, leading to correct speculation about him stowing away on the ship after the New York attack. Holland's accidental reveal became a meme, with fans joking that Marvel should just stop giving him information entirely. But the leak worked in Marvel's favor, building hype about Spider-Man's expanded role without revealing major plot points. Sometimes the best marketing is the leak you pretend was an accident. The Vanity Fair photo shoot clues. In late 2017, Vanity Fair published a massive Marvel Studios retrospective featuring dozens of actors in elaborate photo shoots. The Infinity War section seemed innocent, showing heroes posed dramatically against cosmic backgrounds. But fans noticed something strange, and the photos were organized into distinct groups. One group had Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, and the Guardians. Another showed Captain America, Black Widow, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and Vision. A third featured Thor, Rocket, and Groot. These groupings weren't random. They perfectly matched the movie's three main storylines: the Titan battle, the Wakanda fight, and Thor's quest for Stormbreaker. The separation confirmed the Avengers wouldn't reunite during Infinity War, staying split across different locations. The photo shoot also revealed costume details before any official images dropped. Cap's darker, beard-grown look, Black Widow's blonde hair, Iron Man's new nanotech armor design visible in the arc reactors pattern, Scarlet Witch's modified costume suggesting a costume change. Fans dissected these photos for weeks, mapping out probable alliances and story beats based purely on who stood near whom in a magazine shoot. Vanity Fair had accidentally created a visual roadmap of the movie's structure. Marvel couldn't do anything about it since the photos were officially released, but they definitely regretted approving those specific groupings. The lesson? Even professional photo shoots can leak major story details if you're not careful about composition. The Fandango interview slip. During the press tour, Zoe Saldana gave an interview to Fandango discussing Gamora's arc. She was careful, dodging spoiler questions professionally until the interviewer asked about Gamora's relationship with Thanos. Zoe paused, then said something that sent shockwaves through the fandom. There's a scene that was really hard to shoot. It's the most tragic scene I've ever filmed. She caught herself immediately, refusing to elaborate, but the damage was done. Fans knew Thanos and Gamora shared a twisted father-daughter dynamic from the comics. This interview confirmed a major confrontation was coming, one so emotionally devastating that it broke even the actress filming it. Speculation exploded. Would Thanos kill Gamora? Would Gamora be forced to betray the Guardians? Would she sacrifice herself to stop him? The correct answer, Thanos sacrificing her for the Soul Stone, was theorized by some fans but dismissed by many as too dark for the MCU. The interview leaked the emotional weight without revealing specifics, which might be the perfect kind of spoiler. It prepared audiences for tragedy without ruining the shock of how it happened. Zoe's slip-up became a case study in how actors can accidentally spoil movies while technically revealing nothing concrete. Marvel Media trained everyone harder after this, but by then, the preview of Infinity War's brutal emotional core was already out there. The Hot Toys figure reveals. Hot Toys, the premium collectible company, creates incredibly detailed action figures based on MCU films. They need access to costume designs, props, and reference materials months before release to manufacture their products. This creates a massive leak vulnerability. In early 2018, Hot Toys revealed their Infinity War line, and eagle-eyed fans noticed details Marvel hadn't officially shown. Iron Man's figure featured the nanotech suit fully deployed, showing capabilities not seen in any trailer. The legs, arms, and chest all had different configurations, suggesting the suit could morph into various weapon forms. Doctor Strange's figure included effect pieces, showing him creating multiple duplicates, spoiling his technique against Thanos on Titan. The Thor figure was the biggest reveal. It showed him with both eyes, no eye patch, wielding Stormbreaker. This confirmed he'd get his eye back somehow and receive a new weapon to replace Mjolnir. The figure even included swappable parts, showing his lightning powers fully awakened, blue electricity crackling across his body. Fans theorized Rocket would give him a prosthetic eye, which turned out correct. The Stormbreaker reveal killed the mystery around Thor's storyline, confirming he'd forge a new weapon rather than finding a way to repair Mjolnir. Hot Toys also released a Captain America figure with his modified Wakandan shields, spoiling his new gear before any trailer showed it. These figures weren't leaks in the traditional sense, since Hot Toys had permission to make them, but they revealed far more than Marvel intended, proving that merchandise partnerships can spoil movies just as effectively as set photos or script leaks. The visual effects supervisor interview. Dan DeLeo, one of Infinity War's visual effects supervisors, did a technical interview with a VFX industry publication discussing the challenges of creating Thanos. He was careful not to spoil plot points, focusing on technical aspects like motion capture and rendering. Then he mentioned something that shouldn't have been public knowledge. He discussed the difficulty of creating emotionally devastating scenes where Thanos would cry, noting that making a CG character's tears look realistic was incredibly challenging. This revealed two major spoilers. First, Thanos would have genuinely emotional moments, not just rage or triumph. Second, something would make him cry, suggesting a sacrifice or loss that affected even him. Fans immediately connected this to the Soul Stone theory. If the Soul Stone required sacrificing what you love most, as comic lore suggested, Thanos would have to kill someone he cared about. Gamora was the obvious choice. The interview didn't explicitly confirm this, but mentioning Thanos crying narrowed the possibilities dramatically. The VFX community discussion boards lit up with speculation. Some suggested he'd cry after achieving his goal. Others theorized he'd cry while sacrificing Gamora. And a few correctly guessed he'd cry both times, once during the sacrifice and once after the snap while watching the sunrise. DeLeo's technical interview became a plot spoiler purely by discussing the emotional range they needed Thanos to display. Marvel tightened control over technical interviews after this, requiring all VFX personnel to get clearance before discussing specific scenes, even in technical contexts. The Doctor Strange set video. A tourist in New York captured video of Doctor Strange filming in Greenwich Village. The footage showed Benedict Cumberbatch in full costume, fighting someone in a motion capture suit. That someone was clearly performing aggressive movements, lunging at Strange, grabbing at his chest where the eye of Agamotto hung. The video was shaky, filmed from a distance, but the action was clear. Strange was fighting someone trying to steal the Time Stone. The motion capture suit had markings suggesting a tall, thin character, which comic fans recognized as fitting Ebony Maw's body type. The leaked video showed Strange using multiple spell combinations, creating platforms, shields, and binding rings. At one point, he appeared to create a portal, then jumped through it, suggesting a chase sequence across locations. Most revealing was a moment where Strange got thrown backward into a car, visibly stunned. This contradicted the all-powerful sorcerer image from his solo film, showing he'd face opponents who could genuinely threaten him. The video also captured Robert Downey Jr. on set in civilian clothes, confirming Tony would be present during the attack. Some frames showed what appeared to be Bruce Banner's stunt double, suggesting he'd also be there. This leaked the movie's opening act structure. An attack on the Sanctum, Doctor Strange fighting to protect the Time Stone, Tony and Bruce getting involved, and the heroes being outmatched by Thanos' forces. The tourist who filmed this probably had no idea they were capturing such significant plot details. They just wanted a cool video of a Marvel movie filming. But that casual recording spoiled the entire first act, confirming the Black Order would target Strange specifically, and showing the Avengers would be scattered and vulnerable from the start. The Lego set catastrophe. Lego sets based on MCU movies release months before the films, creating a massive spoiler vulnerability. The Infinity War sets were particularly revealing. One set, Corvus Glaive Thresher Attack, showed Vision and Scarlet Witch in Scotland being attacked by Corvus Glaive. The set confirmed Vision would be targeted early, explaining why he and Wanda were hiding. It also revealed Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon would rescue them, showing the Secret Avengers' first appearance. Another set, the Hulkbuster Smash-Up, depicted Bruce Banner piloting the Hulkbuster armor, fighting Kull Obsidian in Wakanda. This spoiled two major points. Bruce would use the Hulkbuster instead of transforming into Hulk, and the Black Order would attack Wakanda. the Sanctum Sanctorum showdown set, revealed the New York battle's full roster. Iron Man, Doctor Strange, Wong, Bruce Banner, and Spider-Man versus Ebony Maw and Cull Obsidian. It confirmed Spider-Man would get involved in the opening fight, not just hear about it later. The most revealing was Thor's weapon quest, showing Thor, Rocket, and Groot on Nidavellir with a glowing forge. It also showed the axe design, though the set version was simplified. LEGO sets are marketed to kids, so they can't be too complex or violent. But in simplifying the scenes, LEGO accidentally created perfect plot summaries. Each set was a story beat spelled out in plastic bricks. Fans who bought the sets months early knew major story points before ever seeing a trailer. Marvel couldn't stop LEGO from releasing these because merchandise deals are locked in years in advance. The sets had to be on shelves when the movie opened, which meant manufacturing and shipping months early, which meant leaks were inevitable. The trades reporting on reshoots. Entertainment trades like Variety and The Hollywood Reporter track Hollywood productions closely. When Infinity War scheduled reshoots, the trades reported it, as they do for every major film, but they included details that spoiled key scenes. One report mentioned reshoots focusing on the Soul Stone sequence, confirming the Soul Stone would appear and require additional filming. This suggested the scene was particularly important or complex. Another report stated reshoots involved emotional scenes between Thanos and Gamora, confirming their relationship would be central to the plot. The most revealing was a report about additional photography in Scotland, with Vision's scenes requiring modifications. This implied Vision's fate was being adjusted, making fans worry he'd be killed. The report mentioned Paul Bettany's schedule being extended for climactic battle sequences, suggesting Vision would survive into the third act. This contradicted his actual fate, getting killed twice, but it still spoiled that his survival would be a major plot thread. Trades also reported on casting additions during reshoots. When they mentioned Red Skull actor Ross Marquand being spotted on set, some fans correctly guessed Red Skull would return, though most dismissed it as unlikely. The reports about Josh Brolin doing additional motion capture work for the Snap sequence confirmed Thanos would successfully collect all the stones and use them for something catastrophic. These trade reports are considered reliable journalism, not leaks, because the information comes from official sources. But they function as spoilers, revealing story details months before release. Marvel can't stop trades from reporting on production because that would damage industry relationships. So they have to accept that professional entertainment journalists will inevitably reveal certain plot points just by doing their jobs. In conclusion, Infinity War had dozens of leaks across multiple channels. Set photos, toy reveals, actor interviews, trade reports, and fan recordings. Some were accidental, some were intentional marketing disguised as leaks, and some were genuine security breaches. Despite Marvel's efforts to maintain secrecy, the internet's collective detective work pieced together most of the plot months before release. The leaks didn't ruin the movie. Infinity War still shocked audiences and broke box office records, but they changed how fans experienced the marketing, turning every trailer into a puzzle to solve rather than a mystery to discover. Marvel learned from these leaks, tightening security for Endgame, shooting fake scenes, and giving actors limited information. But they can't stop every leak. As long as hundreds of people work on these films, as long as merchandise needs to be manufactured months early, as long as actors do press tours and tourists have cameras, leaks will happen. The real question isn't whether leaks will occur, but whether they enhance or diminish the viewing experience. Now, to you, did these leaks spoil Infinity War for you, or did they make you more excited to see how it all came together? Comment down below as you leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more Marvel leak videos like this.